Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Avran LeFeber, and this is the Monday the 16th Snowboard Stoke live stream. Hopefully you guys are doing good with everything that's going on in the world today, because ain't it some shit? Ain't it some shit? Fuck. Anyways, just to let you guys know what's going on with me, the town of Breckenridge and Summit County have basically gone into quarantine mode, so we're all just sort of, we live here locked in, which gives me plenty of time to work on content for you guys, which is a good thing, right? Like, you guys love content. That's what I'm here for, make you guys content. Also, I'm trying to figure out the perfect time to do these live streams every day. So, you know, if you guys got a recommendation for times, put it over in the chat. Leave a comment on this video afterwards. Send me a DM. Do whatever. You know, I'm here for you guys. I'm just trying to do stuff. There will be a new top 5 tomorrow. I already recorded it right before this video. And as of today, I actually, where is it? I actually reached out to Todd Richards, and he gave me the okay to read P3 chapter by chapter for you guys. So I'm going to start filming those tonight. We're just going to put the video up chapter by chapter so you guys can listen in. And, you know, not sure what the rate of the videos will be for those, but it's going to be, yeah, so we'll be doing videos for you guys of me reading P3. So hopefully that'll work for all of you. Also, we do have the wheel here today. The wheel, yeah. You guys know how the wheel works. Anyone that super chats gets a spin of the wheel. I'm offering one sticker pack, but they will not be sent out right away just due to this quarantine we've got going on up here. Also, there's a new one on there. We're going to do a live top 5 today. So if you guys get that, you get a live top 5. So that's 2 top 5s in one day for you. So hopefully that feeds the stoke of what you guys got going on. Also kind of changed out the background there. Got a new board in from Wired Snowboards. Got that over there. That's the new powder board for the year. So yeah, that's the Recon. And then, you know, obviously we got the Marhar prototype back there. So yeah, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, that's kind of everything we got going on. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the top 5 that we did today. And let's dive into some of these questions. First, from my boy Ian Futch. Is it time? Skiers with coronavirus automatically get donated to science, am I right? Shouldn't anyone with coronavirus be donated to science regardless of what they are? I mean, we need to find a cure here, people, so let's do that. But anyways, okay. Right up with the first spin. Raul Duke, spin me right round, baby, right round. Lose a turn. Oh, you got nothing on that one, bud. All right. Let's see. Ian the Welshman. Is it time for Angry Twitch streamer and all of us to kick back and play Modern Warfare? I don't know if I feel comfortable streaming myself playing video games because the amount of profanities that come out of my mouth and the fact that I actually Hulk raged and snapped a PlayStation controller in half by flexing it the other day, probably not good. Plus, I'm kind of scared if I break that controller when I'm going to get another one and be able to play. So, yeah. All right. So, we got Switch Flip with the $2 super chat. He wants a rant. All right. Let's see what we got here. Well, you get a sticker. So, send me your address. Info at Angry Snowboarder. I'll get that in the mail. That one's off the board now. Michael Anderson with the $10 super chat. All right, Michael, let's see what we got for you, buddy. All right. Spin again. Nothing. Rant. All right, you guys get your rant. This rant kind of hits more closer to home. So there was a group of 11 Australians that came to Aspen, and 9 of them tested positive for coronavirus. 2 of them, they're under a court order, mind you, to be isolated. 2 of them snuck out from the court order on Friday and went skiing. So, yeah. Anyways, fuck that. Like, you're just doing community spread, and now look at how bad Colorado is. All of our resorts are closed, and we've got more cases coming in. I think we're over 100 cases now for the state, and it's pretty shitty. And just to give you guys an idea of what I'm dealing with here, and a few other people that are actually in the chat live here too. I know One Cold Frog's there. Ian Futch is in here. Raul Duke. These are all guys that live locally to this. So we've been put under a quarantine where the only thing open is gas stations, grocery stores, the bank, the weed store, the pharmacy, and restaurants that will do to-go orders. They are taking everyone by Thursday that does not live here. They're busing them out of here to help us be in the quarantine. They're checking people's IDs as they drive up to make sure that they have an ID here. But right now, dry stock food is running low, everything like that. We got fresh produce. I mean, there's trucks coming in, which is fine. When these people leave, it'll kind of lessen the situation. But these people, like, you need to take this slightly seriously. It's not a matter of, oh, I'll recover. 80% people have a recovery. It's the people that you could infect. People like me that are immunocompromised. People like my neighbor right behind me who's fighting cancer in chemo. My neighbor past them who's got throat cancer. They're all immunosuppressed. Those are the people you affect. And my neighbors on the far side, they have a newborn baby. If they both get sick, you know who's taking care of that kid? Me. You know who doesn't want to take care of that kid but will take care of that kid? Me. Seriously, it's going to be like those samurai movies, Bear and Cub or whatever it is from the 70s. It's going to be me and this little baby, and I'm going to be like, I don't know what to do with you. I don't produce milk. I can't breastfeed you. I'm sorry. Eat your peas. It'll be crazy. You want to know what a kid will look like if I have to raise it? It's going to be fucked up. Won't be as fucked up as L-Stacker, but it'll still be pretty fucked up. Won't be as fucked up as Jonathan Buckhouse, but it'll still be fucked up. I got to raise this child. That kid, like 20 years from now, he's going to be running Angry Snowboarder, and he's probably going to be even more angry than me because he's going to be like, Avran had to fucking raise me because of coronavirus, and this is going to be the bullshit that we have to deal with. Do you want a child that I raised in this world? Because I don't. This is the worst thing you could ever fucking have. So there's your rant. All right. And that's coming off the board. No more rants. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. Okay, we got Marco Purchase. He's getting a spin. Let's give him a spin. All right. Anyways. Oh, he got the live top 5, so I'll do that after I answer his question. You have to choose. Spend 2 weeks infected with COVID-19 or 2 weeks quarantined in a one-bedroom apartment with Jonathan Buckhouse, but you will stay uninfected. Which do you choose? At this rate, I'd probably... The safer bet would be me and Buckhouse. Besides, if I kill him, then he's dead. And I could say that he went deranged from stir craziness, and I was protecting myself, and I stood my ground. Because Colorado's a stand-my-ground state, so I could probably survive. At this point, I think I'd be willing to take my chances with COVID-19. I mean, is the apartment at least well-stocked with video games and stuff for me to do? Because, like, if there's nothing for me to do after I get COVID-19, I'd probably kill myself. But, yeah, that. Anyways, you won the live top 5 for today, which I got to take that one off the wheel. But there still is a sticker pack on the wheel, so we could still win that one. So I wanted to do the top 5 channels I'm currently watching on YouTube, just to kind of give you guys something to watch. All right. So it's going to be kind of movie and music related. This is kind of what I tune into. So number 5, we're going to go with What Culture. It's a British channel. They kind of handle pop culture, and they've got like different sub channels and stuff. But Ash Millman, one of their hosts, I find her absolutely adorable. But I love anything she talks about with horror, and it's really insightful in the articles that they do, because they do written articles and then they turn them in there. So that's number 5. So if you're looking for something pop culture related, and they've got a lot of videos, so you can deep dive on that. So there's that. Okay. Number 4, Joe Blow Movie Network. So there's a guy on there named Chris Bumbry. He's Canadian, but he does these in-depth looks at movies, like classic movies, like the best movie you've never saw is one of his series. Absolutely love it. I recommend watch the one on Action Jackson, which was a movie with Carl Weathers. Phenomenal. They're short videos. They're like 10 minutes. But so I've been watching a lot of their stuff. They do a lot of retrospectives on older movies that people might have missed or fallen on the radar. Really cool stuff like that. They also do they have a series called What the Fuck Happened To, and they talk about movies and like behind the scenes that had issues. So it's really cool. It's kind of in depth. You might learn a little something there. So that's number 4. Number 3, this is one of actually my personal favorites. I love this channel. It's called Good Bad Flicks. This guy does he does deep dives on B movies, and I love B movies. But he'll go into like stuff that I know a lot about movies. He'll go into stuff I didn't even know, and just the way he does the videos and he breaks down the plots of the movies and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. So, check out Good Bad Flicks. All right. Number 3, we're on number 2. Sorry, my bad. Number 2, Oliver Harper. He does retrospective reviews on movies, and he covers everything. Videos can be anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour plus, but he goes through who's in the movie, how it was directed, how it was produced, the score of the movie, when it was released, where you can find it, what the critical reaction was at the time, what the reaction was overward, as well as his personal introspections on it. But his early stuff is kind of weak, and then he gets into this rhythm in the middle, and it's been really, really phenomenal just to watch. And he's got a couple hundred videos. It'll keep you guys occupied, especially if you don't want to just watch the movie. You'd rather learn something about it. So yeah, that's good. Now we're going to get into the honorable mentions here. All right. So honorable mentions. This is what I've been falling asleep to, actually. It's called the Biographics. Or it's called Biographics, and there's also one called Geographics. It's a British guy. He breaks down classic people in history. Some are pop culture people, and some people are historical figures, as well as the geography of different places. He's got 2 channels. They're about half-hour long videos. You learn a little bit of stuff. The guy's voice is very soothing. That's why I fall asleep to it almost every night. Like, I put it on, and next thing I know, I'm out cold. It's great. So for those of you having trouble sleeping, maybe check it out. Then after that, there's a channel called Psych IRL. It is this woman, Donna, that has a psychology degree, and she looks at mainstream society through YouTube with psychological references. And it's really interesting to look at the psychological aspect of like influencer marketing or trends that are happening or just different things. So you can always check that out. Then my other honorable mention in the movie world would be Brandon Tenold. He's a Canadian musician. If you like how I do reviews and I'm snarky, you will love this guy. That's where I'm leaving it at on that. And then to follow it up, my 2 favorite music channels on here are Prime Thanos and Retro New Wave. They play synthwave music. So if you ever watched a bad 80s movie that had music made with synthesizer, or you like John Carpenter music, you might like it. They got a lot of long playlists. So you just put it on the background. You got an hour worth of music out of each of them. And my number 1 channel I'm watching right now is called Alien Theory. What they do is they dive into the expanded universe of the Aliens movie and franchise, as well as Predator in there. But one of my favorite playlists is called The Earth Wars, and it takes place basically after Aliens, the movie. And the way the guy edits everything, he takes from the comic and he'll pull audio clips from the movies where it sits, and he basically... It's basically a stage play that he's acted out. It's a radio play, if anything. And the Earth Wars playlist, it's got 53 videos. It's not finished. I think he's doing one more long video that's going to be like 2 hours. But absolutely enthralling. If you just need something to listen to and you don't want a real book on tape or anything, crazy stuff like that. And he also dives into the expanded interviews or the expanded universe and other things. Phenomenal channel. So there's your live top 5. Let's give my good friend Billy Ray Valentine another spin of the wheel. You win a sticker pack. I'll send that to your child. How's that sound? All right. Well, all the prizes have pretty much been won on the wheel today, guys. So I'm gonna close off the wheel and. We're going to go answer some questions here. I got one more super chat I think I saw. Yeah, from Erezra. Hi, Arches. Foot goes numb when I tighten the binding. So if you do not have an arch support in there, so when you're clamping down, you're pushing down on the arch is slightly collapsing. So an aftermarket insole that matches your arch could do it. The other thing could be the position of the heel strap. You might need to move it up or down if it does have that positioning to figure out where it is. And it could also just be the boots that you're actually in. The boots might fit your foot except for your arches. So yeah, hopefully that answers you that question. I'm going to take a few more questions here, guys. Let's see what we got here. Okay, let's see. Urban Pictures, does the Super Chat give you money or YouTube? So I get 66.6% of Super Chats that come in. YouTube, actually, I think it's Apple takes, it's between YouTube and Apple because Apple created Super Chat and they licensed it to YouTube, I think is how it goes. they take 33% off the top. But I'm making money off of it. Don't worry if you're worried about me making money. I'm not worried about making money. I'm worried more about your guys' mental sanity. You guys need this as much as I need this. This is our interaction since we're not out on the slopes. So, yeah, let's see what we got going on here. All right. Okay. Yeah, a bunch of fucking naysayers in there. I will start blocking people from here on out if you're going to be a douche canoe, too. So I'm going to just let that go. Jacked up. How often do you get rid of boards or give them to a friend? If you're talking about like the boards that are sent to me for review, almost like 98% of those go back to the companies. Every now and then they'll be like, just keep it or give it away. Typically, then what I do with that stuff is I donate it to the Shred Foundation, shredfoundation.org. Great charity I firmly believe in. Helps get the kids out on snow, and they're doing good things with the kids. They're not just taking them up to the mountain, getting them on snow, and then taking them back to the hood and being like, yeah, okay, we took you snowboard. No, they're trying to teach them careers to get them out of the hood. So like they might go work as a rental tech at a resort and become a repair tech and then work their way up. They're teaching them retail. They're teaching them how to be instructors. They're teaching them different things versus just being like hip hop, basketball, football are your only ways out of the hood, or just being a drug dealer. So it's a good thing. Personally, when I do buy boards, though, I get about, I say a season, but to me, I probably ride them 25, 30 times. And then what I do is if I have friends that are less fortunate, I give them to them. Or if one of the homies like breaks their board and can't afford one, I give them stuff. I'm always shuttling stuff through that I don't hoard stuff. I'm not like some of these people. I'm not like Kevin. Kevin fucking hoards boards. He's a board whore. He's a board hoarder. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. What else is going on? Let's see. I love this comment from Raul. Dude, weekend with Buckhouse is a bullet for dinner on Sunday. You're waiting through the weekend? Ooh. That's like a Friday happy hour special to me. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got. Michael Milowski, anything new and exciting coming from Arbor next season? Well, Eddie Wall's their product line manager, which is fucking awesome to see because Eddie's going to do some cool shit over there, I bet. But as far as boards and whatnot, they tweaked a few little things from what I understand, and I believe they added a new binding, but I think it's a women's binding. I've only briefly looked at the Arbor stuff. I was actually, before all this shit happened, I was about to reach out to Eddie to get stuff, and who knows where we'll be in a week or two, Maybe I'll be riding again. Maybe I'll be starved to death and dead, and this live stream will still be going, and you'll just see my carcass decompose. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Bottled and cork. Didn't you offer to raise my son if coronavirus kills me? Yes, I did, but your son is already potty trained. Do you know how hard it's going to be for me to train a baby not to shit on itself? Your child's already got a head start. He's at that age, borderline, where he trusts me as an adult, but he'll question me, which is what any child around me should do. So yes, okay. Okay. Jeremy Stig, is the Rome National the best board ever? No. Okay. All right. Dweezy, everyone sacrificed a set of skis so COVID-19 goes away. Well, then you're just adding to climate change. No. Don't sacrifice skis. Sacrifice skiers. Sacrifice skiers. Okay. All right. Okay, what else we got going on here? Andrew Bell, ever catch an edge and slam so hard your first instinct is to moan loudly? Oh, God, yes. Oh, yeah. But my favorite edge catch ever, I slammed so hard, I farted so loud the people on the chairlift heard me. Granted, I ate 6 rodeo burgers, 2 things of onion rings, 2 things of fries, and a chocolate shake from Burger King. But still, I farted so loud the people on the chairlift heard from when I slammed. Yes, you're getting Uncle Avran's most embarrassing moments here. Yeah, I can own that one. I'm not afraid. Okay. Let's see. Pepe's Pizza, top 5 ways to improve your snowboarding while you're quarantined. Actually working on something similar to that for this week, so you guys will get something. I think Friday's top 5 video will probably be the best one of the week. I think Randy the warranty guy might be making a return, so we'll see. Got to work on that some more. Bottled and Cork with the super chat for the decomposing Avran cleaning fee. I paid a deposit on this place. They can use that money to clean it out. I need to buy my own fucking place. Phil Peacock, anything new with the 2021 Rome agent? No. What they did for 2021 is they basically got rid of oh fuck, what is that one? I can't think of the name of it. I want to call it the Bottle Rocket, but that's a K2 board. But it's the oh, fuck. This is gonna bother me. What board is that right now? Let's see. It's not that. But basically, they replaced a board, and the agent God, the Rome website sucks dicks with its butthole. Not as bad as L Stacker. R.I.P. Let's see, what is it? It's the buckshot. That's what it is. So the agent basically replaces the buckshot, but with more snap. And the review from this year still holds true to it for next year. So, yeah, hopefully that answers that. Okay. Side void. There was a screw sticking out of the street section of my local resort, and I ran over it, and there's a huge gash in my board down to the core. Will P-Tex work for that, or do I need to get a pro to fix that? You can fix that at home, but what I would, and P-Tex might stick to that, but what I would strongly recommend, if you're handy with resin or epoxy, get a 2-part epoxy, fill the base, let it sit overnight, harden, then P-Tex over the top of it. That's what I would do. Or this is a ghetto fix that we used to do in the shop as a joke. Set a Gatorade bottle on fire after you've cleaned it out and let it drip in there. That shit holds surprisingly well. So, yeah. Luke TRC, finally got on my work break. Any good parts I missed? Well, I think you just missed the part where I talked about slamming so hard, hooking my edge, I farted and the people on the chairlift could hear me. So, yes. Switch flip. Just watched my first L Stacker vid. He rides like a cook on his second day. Do you mean kook? He rides like a chef? Like a cook? Like a line cook? Okay. Chris Jones, is the Shred Foundation a worldwide organization or just U.S. based? It's actually based out of Newburgh, New York, and they eventually want to expand if they can. We'll see what's going to happen with this global pandemic and everything afterwards. But it is U.S. based. Joey C. Those pro camp idiots went straight from their flight from the U.S. to a super crowded Mount Seymour instead of sitting at home for 14 days like they're supposed to. People, I'm in self-imposed fucking quarantine here. I mean, granted, they quarantined the town and the county, and then they're going to reevaluate in a week where we are. I want to be snowboarding. I've looked at driving to be there. Instead, I'm here on the internet doing daily live streams and daily top 5 videos. Because why? 1, I don't want to get infected if I haven't. And 2, I don't want to spread it if I have been. People, we need to take this seriously. Wash your hands. Avoid people. Let the spike of the curve plateau and flatten out before you do anything. If those numbnuts are seriously doing that, I don't follow them anymore. I've fucking just hit the point where I'm over it with them. They're everything that's wrong with this world. And I hope they get put into a forced quarantine. And I hope someone calls them out for this. I really do. But fuck them if they did this. Jeremy Stig, are other boards with Marhar planned with you? We were talking about that special custom lumberjack that Nate, the owner, made for me. I didn't know he was going to make it for me, but we were talking about doing a limited release of those in the fall. I think like maybe 10 of them, three or nine. No, we were going to do 9 of them, 3 in each size, and that was going to be it. They were going to sell them direct. That was the only thing that we've really had planned. I'm kind of working with Nate on this one. I've got to email him, kind of give him some feedback and some ideas how to tweak this, because I think he's trying to do like a custom shaper thing, because his molds, he's got like an open mold where he can tweak some stuff. Yeah, so there's that. But right now I don't really foresee anything in the future with them. We'll just kind of play it by ear. I mean, I got a lot of downtime and I got a lot of ideas in my head, so who knows? Let's see. Jeff Demoose 776. Do you find Rousey boards scratch easily? No, I don't. I actually find them to be pretty normal compared to one. If you have a lower end one, they might be, especially if you're hitting more craggy ass rocks. But classic example, I rode flat base over some of our high alpine rock on Friday with a jib saw, and it didn't do shit to the board at all. So I don't really feel like they do. Okay. Grant Christopher. A local resort on Corona. Skiing and snowboarding, however, seem to be ideal activities for those who want to continue participating in the sports, where there is a large spacing between people. Thoughts? They're fucking idiots. It's not... How many people are wiping their fucking nose because they're out there and then they're just slamming it down on the restraint bar and the seats? They're fucking in a gondola coughing, which coronavirus can stay in the air for up to 3 hours. It can live on a surface between 3 and 4 days is what they're finding out right there. It's dumb on that respect. Like, we need to take this seriously. And I know there's people watching this that are going to thumbs down this video and say I'm a fucking kook and whatever and I'm paranoid. This is our Spanish flu, people. 102 years ago, it came through the United States and the world. This is our Spanish flu. This is the world we live in. We need to be serious about this. So, yeah. Ian Angelus, why does Burton's stuff cost so much? R&D, manufacturing technique, brand relevance. It's all relative. I mean, what's your version of cost so much? I mean, my snowboard boots cost $500. I bought 2 pairs. To me, that's a perfect price for what I'm getting out of them. It's the return. Always look at the return you're going to get on your equipment. Like, here's the thing. Let's say you paid $500 for a snowboard and you rode it for 100 days. You paid $5 a day for that. That's a good return on investment right there. You paid $150 for a set of bindings you got on sale, right? You rode 100 days on it. That's $1.50 a day. That's the way you people should be looking, and I mean everyone should be looking at this with equipment and cost, is how many days am I going to get out of it? What's the return on investment? Like when people say, these expensive goggles are bullshit and I'm going to buy these cheapy Amazons. Yeah, you can buy those cheapy Amazons. They'll fry your fucking eyes. I'd rather pay for something that's quality, but I've got a set of Oakleys that are on their 3rd season that have 200 days on them. 200 days! $200 goggle with 200 days. I paid $1 a day to protect my eyes after paying almost $5,000 to get these things fixed. So yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Billy Ray Valentine with the super chat. In Avran we trust. Hashtag IAWT. And Billy Ray Valentine following that up. Mammoth sent home all their lifties, seasoned over, cleared out their housing. I talked with one of their guys. It's kind of fucked what they did. They basically closed down staff housing and were like, you're out. And these people kind of have like nowhere to go. And so they're trying to scramble. Plus people from LA drove up and looted the vans or the vans up there and took their food. Like, please people, stop hoarding food. Trucks are getting deliveries. Grocery stores are open. We haven't hit that point where you need to hoard. Like, stocking up is a smart preparation. Hoarding 25 things of hand sanitizer so your hands are clean but no one else's are kind of dumb. those are the people that are going to infect you. But don't worry, you hoard it all. Also, this TP hoarding thing, what the fuck is that all about? This stuff doesn't give you the shits. It's not like eating 7 rodeo burgers, 2 onion rings, 2 things of fries, and a chocolate shake, fucking catching your edge and then almost sharding yourself so loudly they hear you from the chairlift like happened to me. Don't do it, people. Come on. You're better than that. We need to be better to everyone around us. And I say this as a fucking asshole that hates everyone. You know what I did today? I sent messages to all the homies that are affected with all their jobs closing who might not be able to make rent. And I just told them, I was like, reach out if you need money for food or if you need help with utilities or rent, which thankfully the energy company sent out one and said they would not be shutting off anyone's electric and they would set up payment plans with this for people. But this is the reality that we live in. We need to be better to our better man. We need to just, and I say this as a horrible fucking person. I hate everyone. I hate everyone. It's fucking horrible. But I've reached out to everyone if they need anything to let me know that's local here. If I can help them, I will. To all the homies, whether it's financial or I do have a stockpile of TP. And I had this before because I literally buy like a 36 roll every 6 months. And I just happened to buy one like 3-4 weeks ago. And I've used like 2 rolls out of it. So, but yeah, be better to your better man. I mean, this is this is the only way we're going to make it. This is why I'm doing this every day, making live streams, making content for you guys. Believe me, when I'm not doing this, I just spend an hour just sitting around like panic and fear in my head, mentally playing through every fucking scenario that could possibly happen to me. Like this, it's not good, people. Let's try to get through this together. We will survive. Let's do the right thing, okay? And I already did the State of the Shred season address, and I went over so much of that, so. All right. Urban Pictures, should they rename it to the Cornholio virus? Everyone needs TP for the... Oh my God, I've been saying this so much. You're like on the same page with me. I love that meme. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Are you threatening me? Okay. Jackie Greenhog, Avran is my spirit animal. Oh, God, I hope I'm no one's spirit animal. 1, I hope I'm no one's role model. I hope I'm no one's idol. I hope I'm no one's spirit animal. I am one of the worst fucking humans on earth. I don't deserve to live. I shouldn't be alive, but for some reason I'm like a goddamn cat and I keep surviving. Modern medicine, technology, and society has allowed me to flourish to 37 years of age. All right. Okay. All right. S2000 guy. I ride Burton Bindings and I find the pricing is on par and factor in the customer service they provide. It's better. Burton actually does have phenomenal customer service, which is really funny because they're actually closed down right now. They put out an announcement and the first comment I saw was, I broke my board a month ago. How am I supposed to get this warranty? You broke your board a fucking month ago and now you want it warranted? Why didn't you fucking cover it a month ago? Like, let's get through this. And then we'll worry about your board warranty. I'm sure because you broke your deep thinker, which they had a top sheet issue, it's kind of a known thing, they'll warranty it. Which, actually, Friday's video is going to be Randy, the warranty guy, going over warranty issues. Top 5 warranty issues. Randy, the warranty guy. And believe me, I even found a Zima for him back there. You see that? There's a Zima back there. So, yeah. Yeah. Right. Nick West, ever come across a fucking telemark skier? Are there any in the U.S.? I thought I hated skiers till I came across those cheese helms. Oh my God, Colorado is home of the fucking teleskier. You know, I always tell them, I was like, you know, if you fix the heel, you'd fix the problem. I mean, when I do lunges, I go to the gym. When they do lunges, they do it on a 1-inch day so that they can say it was thigh deep. Fuck. Oh my God. Teleskiers are like the redheaded stepchild of the skiing side of things. Like, we have snow skaters, they have teleskiers. Fuck. It's crazy. Yeah. Bottled and Cork, Super Pig, or Rome National next year for my daily driver. For you, probably a National. You need something more twinny and less volume shifty. That's because I know you, Billy Ray Valentine. I also know you're going to hunt me down and make me do laps with you next year. Which, by the way, we all make it through this and the ski resorts are on, which I'm staying optimistic. They probably will be. Everything will be recession, but we're going to try. I am going to do more ride days with all of you guys, and you can hold that to me. We go into an apocalypse, you're all dead, and I'm stealing everything off your corpse. But we come out of this the next year, I solemnly promise, we will have an A-Basin beach barbecue. I will go to Powder Mountain, and we will do cat laps. I will drive to California. I hate California. The beach tried to touch me while I was there. The beach and the ocean, it tried to touch me. I felt violated and dirty. But I will do ride days where we can all meet up and go shred. I'll do stuff at Copper. I might even try to get an Epic Pass next year just to go piss off Vail. Besides, almost everyone that worked there that blacklisted me has been fired now. So what do I care? I'm not in the system anymore. Sheldon Krieger, favorite Indie Pass location? God, dude, I didn't get to use my Indie Pass once. I'm so bummed about that. But if I had to choose, I was thinking Lost Trails, Montana sounded like probably that, or Red Lodge. Those two sounded really like they probably would have been my favorites out of that. So bummed, dude. I didn't get to get one day on my Indie Pass, so I just ate $200 on a travel pass. But I'm alive and doing YouTube live streams, so there's that. Let's see what else. Jackie Greenhog, are there any specific brands of custom insoles you prefer? So a custom is custom built for you versus an aftermarket, which is more you take it off the shelf and insert it. When I did do customs, I had the Blueprint ones made for me by Christie Sports. I liked them, but they deteriorated super fast. They just couldn't hold up. I actually use Remind aftermarket insoles in everything that I own. The Reminds just fit my foot shape super well, and John, the owner of Remind, is a great dude, and I love supporting him. He's a true snowboarder. But Shred Soles are also up there. Nate is a true snowboarder as well. Like, those would be the two that I would strongly recommend. Alpine Ibex, have you been to Jackson's Hole or Big Sky? How was it? I haven't been to Big Sky. I was actually going to go this year. Trip got canceled this week. I was supposed to be at Powder Mountain, and then afterwards I was going to shoot up to Montana and go. And I've tried to do it like that trip to Montana like 3 times this year. So I didn't. Jackson Hole. I've only ever been to Jackson Hole once. It was an overcast day. There was kind of pow on the upper mountain, but it was weird. Terrain's gnarly. The mountain is sick. The town is sick. The whole thing, it's super cool up there. I think everyone should at least visit once. But I'll tell you what really blew me away was Grand Targhee on the other side of the pass. It was a little smaller. It was a little more old school. Like they have a double chair with the post in the middle so that you were separated. It's crazy. But I rode like 4 feet of pow there one time. It was fucking phenomenal. I loved every minute of it. So yeah. NDS Rocks Ones. My Wang ski is shedding its skin like a snake. Will you check it out for me? No. You need to pour a little kerosene on the tip, pinch it, drop a match on it, pinch it again, and let it burn out. Cures everything. That's how I got rid of my case of crabs and herpes from the snow carnies. All right. Also, I will be editing some podcast segments together this week. Kevin and I recorded this last Friday, so there's some false information in there. I might cut out some sections of that, or I might just put a disclaimer. So there will be an audio podcast and video podcast segments coming for you guys shortly, too. Let's see. Kanto. Hey, Angry, I'm on a GNU Headspace, and I'm looking for a board to use for pow charging and jumps. I've got size 13 feet, looking at the Ride Super Pig, Battalion Omni, and the K2 Party Platter. Thoughts? You're looking for pow and charging? Your two options, like Party Platter's twinned out now. It's less of a charger. You'd be better off going to a Cool Bean or a Simple Pleasures if you're really looking to charge with that. For battalion, yeah, you could do the Omni, but I think you'd be better off going to the Camel Toe or the Camel 2 for next year, or even a Party Wave or a Surfer. And Super Pig, yeah, that thing is like the best all-arounder in the Pig series. If you really want stiff and charged, then you go to the Mountain Pig, but I feel like that's just too much board for most people. Okay. Germo VDS, don't worry about the coronavirus too much. I'm practically done with it, and it was like a normal flu. Just stay away from old weekend people. Yeah, I'm missing a spleen. My right kidney probably doesn't work. I'm immunocompromised. I got the regular flu this year, and I lost 15 pounds, and it took me 2 weeks just to get to normal. Coronavirus, I'm probably looking at 4 weeks. 4 weeks, 30 pounds, give or take, or death, or ventilator, and being intubated again. And I never want to be intubated ever again. I've been there. I've done that. So that's kind of the big thing with that. Yeah. All right. Switch flip. Are K2 feet similar to 32 feet? No, they use two entirely different lasts. They have two entirely different widths and lengths on there. So it is, they are completely different. So yeah. Anyways, sorry about that. Forgot to turn my phone off for this. Okay. Oh, and Germo just wants everyone to know that he got coronavirus at a ski resort in Austria on a trip. So take it for what you will. I tend to believe when someone says they actually have coronavirus. So yeah. Bottled and Cork, Billy Goat or National for my daily driver. So they're not even in the same level of boards. The Billy Goat's really more of a high-end charging free ride board, where the National's like an all-mountain freestyle directional twin. So I really wouldn't put them in the same place. I'd still go with National. Ooh. Daniel Gertie, which is worse, teleskiers or snowbladers? Snowbladers are like few and far between, and I've noticed that you only really see them at 2 times of the year. Right around Christmas, there's usually like 5 max on the mountain. It's usually fat, out-of-shape people that can't ski. So that's their version of skis. Or spring break or / Gaper Day. That's when they show up. Snowbladers, you don't really have to worry about. Plus, they're easier to push over, and they're locked in to their shit. So when they fall, they don't drop shit. Teleskiers, you don't know. They might pop out. Teleskiers are worse because they're always dropping that fucking knee and doing those lungy-ass turns, and you never know if they're going to change direction or not. They're always fucking listening to fish. Ugh. All right. Okay. Let's see. I think we're kind of caught up on questions I might have missed. So let's see what else we got going on here. James Cornwell, thoughts on the Pryor Carver? I haven't even looked at Pryor as a brand in years. They had some issues with like the owner dying and stuff, I think, at one point. It's just not a brand I even actively look at anymore. So yeah. Switch flip. I have a 32 foot, but I hate that they only last 32 days. I would go to try on boots, but do you know what brand would be a good start? I think Burton would actually probably be the next. Burton or Vans would probably be the next 2 brands I would look at, and then actually go to Ride over K2, but only certain models of Ride. So I think like the Lasso maybe, but the Fuse would be one to look at. If you did look at K2, you're looking at more like a Darko or a Masis Plus. Yeah. Luke Ruka, any good park boards for 2021? My Westmark camera's been trying to kill me for the past couple of seasons. Maybe you need to learn how to sack up and ride it. No, there's a lot of stuff coming out. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten to ride it much. But the new Capita Indoor Survival They got rid of the titanial torsion fork, tit anal. We'll call it tit anal. Torsion forks in there and put carbon fiber in its place, and that board is so different, and it is fucking phenomenal for it. So that would be one I would consider. Marhar's softened up some of their cores in their boards. So like if you want something softer, because it sounds like you're fighting with your Westmark camber, you might like the Marhar Invasion as well. Otherwise, you know, there's a bunch of great boards out there too. So unfortunately, I wish I knew more about the 2021 stuff, but I pretty much just got stopped dead in my tracks. NQ, any sites you recommend for boot fitting products like J-bars, shims, blah, blah, blah? Tonar.com, TOGNAR.com. They will have everything you could possibly need. If not, Amazon actually carries stuff as well. Jeff DeMoose 776. So you feel Rozzy boards get gouged easier than other brands? I already answered this question. Scroll back, watch it. Donald Edwards, what do you think of next year's Battalion Evil Twin as my next parkboard daily driver? If you watch this year's review on the Battalion Evil Twin, nothing changes for next year in it. So if you've seen our review of that, you're good. Chris Jones, 100 kilogram, size 10, 158 wide, or 159 Assassin Pro. I'd probably go with the 58 wide just to give you more surface area width under there, underfoot. It'll make it better for stomping, and it'll make it a little more stable at speed. Jason with the $5 super chat. With all the flying couches offline, is it time to start hiking lines at the resorts? Recommendation. Uphill access at all the resorts in Colorado is closed. Everyone has this idea that they're just going to go hike, and then they're congregating, and it's creating groups of 50 or more, which now Colorado is limiting groups to 10 or less. So, no, I don't. If your resort's crowded, no, I wouldn't recommend it. If you can do it where you're at and there's not a crowd, yes. You know, it's kind of hit or miss on that. For me personally, I've gone full isolation mode. I actually only left the house today to top off the gas in my car just because in case the gas shortage happens or something, I know I got 440 miles I can get on one tank of gas. So, otherwise, I think a lot of people are saying they're going in the backcountry. If you have a snowmobile, maybe go do that. Pick a line where it's just you and maybe one friend that isn't infected or sick. If you do go in the backcountry, use your knowledge, use your ability, you know, check the snow stability, know the snow conditions, have a plan, make sure you have someone to dig you out, have a beacon, shovel, probe, know how to use said beacon, shovel, and probe, and be prepared. Okay. Cyfoot, I just tried the Gatorade thing and it seemed like it worked fine. Thanks for the idea. I'm glad I could help. Just so for anyone that doesn't know, he asked earlier how to fill a deep core gouge in his snowboard, and I said set a Gatorade bottle on fire and let the plastic drip in and seal it. That is a very ghetto homemade remedy fix, but it does work. So he did it and it worked. Spencer Chapman, opinion on lobster snowboards. You mean battalions? That's all they are, is they're just battalions with slight tweaks to the flex in there. Lobster hasn't really announced this yet, but they're kind of merging into Battalion next year, I believe, is what I was told. And I know Switchback is taking a year off and coming back as Battalion bindings. So, yeah. Let's see. Okay. Tom Hanks is free. Oh, happy day. So he tested negative now for the coronavirus? Further proof Forrest Gump can beat anything. Ethan Walter, thinking about picking up some katanas in the Signal WoW and fleeing the East Coast next year. Good plan? I think that's a great plan. I mean, if you haven't seen our review of the WoW, check it out. But that's a board for rip and turns on it, and the katana is a great binding. I actually rode the WoW with the Black Label, which is the next one above the katana. It's probably too much binding for most people, and that $550 price tag is obscene. But I wanted to be bougie this year, so I rode Black Labels. That's a good plan, though, man. I think move west. Everyone should at least go experience a shred town for once in their life. And if you can do it, go do it. Okay. Jeremy Stig, can you explain the performance boot fit? Oh, I can explain the performance boot fit. The performance boot fit is for your die-hard 100+ a day year rider, someone that understands that they need the most optimal performance out of their boot. So there's 3 fits in a snowboard boot, in my opinion. There's the comfort fit where your toe has a little bit of room to the end. This is a rental boot fit. This is for someone that rides 5 days a year and they spend more time lodge pimping and getting drunk on the deck than they do making laps. They might make 3 laps, then they have 3 beers, then they make a lap, then it's 3 beers, then they think about making another lap and they go home. That's the comfort fit. Then there's the normal fit. Big toe just touching the end of the liner. When you flex your heel and knee forward, it pulls off slightly. You know, there's no space in there. That's a normal fit. The performance fit, your big toe looks like this. It's jammed into the end. It fucking hurts. And the reason for that is, 1, it's going to take more to break that boot in, and 2, you're downsizing in that boot. The performance fit is not for everyone. It is painful. It is going to hurt. Heat molding will not remedy this. A heel wedge will not remedy this. An aftermarket insole will not remedy this. Just riding it and letting the boot pack out will remedy this. I do a performance fit because I try to get 100 to 150 days out of my boots. I need to get as much out of that boot as possible. I also buy the stiffest boot I can, and I run it into the fucking ground. So it starts out super stiff at the start of the season. Mid-season, it's about mid-flex. By the summer, it is a park floppy-ass noodle of a boot. And that is the thing. It is a very tight fit so that it gives you the most optimal fit. So when it does pack out, it packs out so that it's like a normal fit with the big toe just touching. That way you're not putting any foam. And then after that, when it fully decompresses, you end up with a boot that you're putting all sorts of foam in to suck up volume. You basically ran it. It's like you stole a car, you drove it as fast as you could with everything just rattling off of it, blowing apart, and then you got out, turned around, shot said car, and it blew up and killed a hooker, and then you took her money from her. Grand Theft Auto style. That's basically the best way I can sum that up. Okay. Josh Rowinski, how does the Capita simulator compare to the IPP Honolulu? So they're very similar in flex. The simulator is just a hair softer in the tips. You'll notice that it's easier to press on there. Side cuts are good. They're equal for edge hold on each, but you get a better turn radius on the heel edge of the simulator because it is asymmetrical. That's where the big difference is in it. The other thing is the camber profiles are drastically different. You have 9 millimeters of traditional camber with the Honolulu versus Resort Profile V2, I think it's what they call it, or V1, but it's like flat or camber, flat, rocker in there. And that's why you get better pressability on the simulator. All right. Let's see. Switch Flip, you need of any GoPros? I may be able to donate a 7 in the future. I mean, I'll take it. If you don't want to donate it to me, you can always donate it to the Shred Foundation as well. I know that they would love to have a GoPro. And even if you do send it to me, I'll probably still send it to them. So, ooh, here's a good one from my man, One Cold Frog, who helped build the altar of snowboarding. Is the American Dream in Jersey going to shut down? They closed due to coronavirus things. In the grand scheme of things, malls and retail space, by and large in this country, are closing down. I mean, they have the concept for the draw, but in the long run, I don't know if they're a viable option. I just don't really know. Ooh, this is a good question from Snowbirdie. Saw a guy the other day riding beginner chair with all brand new Burton gear and an airbag pack. You think a shop sold him all on that stuff? A shop or a snowboard influencer did, if he's a true beginner. But don't let someone riding a beginner chair fool you. Like, there are mountains that you can take the beginner chair to access different terrain. Like Copper, there's a whole beginner section that actually the way it's laid out, it's very offset rollers, and so it makes these bank turns. It's the best section on the mountain for doing wide swooping slalom carves because it's never crowded. So I actually go over there and test carving boards with it. But then again, I've also seen beginners decked out with $1,000 boards and stuff that have no right to do it, but they bought it for a status symbol. He could have bought stuff for a status symbol. He could have just been getting around the mountain. It's kind of a gray area. You never know. But I do think there are shops out there that see a sucker and they take them. And I also think that there's influencers pushing product on people that don't need that board. They need better stuff. This is why I try to be so honest with all of the snowboarders of the internet and do that. Okay, Donald Edwards, what's that Marhar board behind you? That is a prototype sample that Nate sent me just to test out for him. He's just experimenting with different tip shapes and camber profiles and whatnot. I just thought it was something interesting to put back there that you guys would look at and go, oh, that's interesting. So, yeah, that's it. All right. Jeremy Stig, ever did a top 5 best snowboard movies? I have not, but I believe there's over 100 videos in the top 5 playlist. Might be time to go back and rewatch those. There's some good ones in there. Jesus Freak, what 2020 all mountain board would you recommend? Size 150 out in northeast Arizona. I think that's supposed to be New Zealand. I don't. Is there such a thing as northeast Arizona? Is that like a thing? Are there resorts there? Depends if you want all mountain freeride or all mountain freestyle. But we do have a top 5 all mountain freeride board list, and we do have a top 5 all mountain freestyle list in the top 5 list. Go check that out. I mean, I could rattle off all these boards, but if you go there, that's going to give you a better general idea. And from there, you can ask me a question, and we can get you dialed in through that versus just being here in this live stream. Okay, let's see. Hi, Rana Zumi. I'm debating getting a camper van for me plus my 2 kids for use down in Australia. Have you ever tried the van life BS snow bum life? I like comfort. I like being warm. I have arthritis. I don't like being in the cold. I don't like that. But down there, I know when you get down in the mountains, it gets warmer and stuff when you get away from the base areas. That might be something to check out. I know I've had a lot of friends that do buy like hoopties down there. Those pay like $800 US, buy something for a month or 2 while they're there, so they got it to drive around. They drive it around, and then they just either sell it or abandon it. Usually they sell it, or they just give it away to someone that's there. When they're done, it's basically like having a rental vehicle. So, yeah. All right. Ian Futch, thoughts on investing now with stock prices crashed? They haven't bottomed out yet, but keep an eye on Vail's stock. If things bounce back the way I think they're going to, and I think Vail will utilize insurance policies that they have for lost revenue so that they're okay, I think their stock will go lower. But if it does bounce back, if it goes back up to its all-time high, it was almost $300 a share. It's sitting at, what is it, sitting at $159 a share right now, I think. Let me double-check this. But let's see. It's sitting at $153.72 right now in that. But yeah, I think we haven't hit the full bottom of everything yet. So yeah. Daniel Gertie, got a Super Pig off your recommendation. I absolutely loved it. Snapped the tail. Brad agreed to warranty it. Is there a flaw with the thin tapered tail design, or are they just trying to placate me? It depends on how you snapped it, and it also depends like who's working that day. Warranties are like this gray area. If you're nice and super polite, regardless if you're at fault and it's not a manufacturing defect, companies will warranty it for you. They'll be lenient and be like, hey, we'd rather stoke them out. I mean, you already paid full MSRP for it. Yeah, we're going to eat this cost, but we make them happy. We've got a customer that's then buying board boot, binding from us, outerwear, whatever. Those top sheets and the way they milled the cores, they are thinner. They do break. And I do know people that have snapped them. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you might have got one that slipped through QC that shouldn't have, that was just a little bit weaker. So, yeah. All right. Kyle Bine, any thoughts on the new K2 Alchemist? Looks sick. It does look sick. I can't wait to ride that. I was actually supposed to be picking one up this weekend to ride. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen now. When I do get a chance to ride it, there will be a review of it, and I look forward to riding it. That everything about that board just looks like it's gonna fucking rip. Okay, what do we got here? Wiley McDonough, loving my resort quiver these days. Thanks to you guys helping me along the way. GNU Spam, LibTech Short Wide, Rome Ravine. That's a solid lineup of directional boards that kind of covers the gamut of everything. Little overlap between the GNU Spam and the Ravine, but love the Spam. Yeah, dude, that's a solid setup. Jacked Up, what do you think are cool jobs to have at resorts? None for the mountain. They own your fucking soul unless you can get into being like a marketing coordinator. My friend Pat Morgan handles all the marketing and events for Big Boulder in Pennsylvania, and he gets to do a lot of cool stuff, and he's got the freedom and will to do that, and he's handling the marketing and branding. I think he does a killer job, but then I look at other resorts that have 10 times the budget of him, and they fucking blow it. So I think if you're in marketing and you actually have a love of what you're doing, you can do really cool things. Being a resort photographer like Ian Macy at Copper and doing the Woodward stuff, I love everything that Ian does. Like, I love watching his visual style and how he puts out edits and stuff. It gets me stoked to go ride, and I think what Ian does is really cool. But if you're talking like low-level jobs or seasonal stuff, there's just so much bullshit. I wouldn't do it. Go get yourself an evening or a night job outside. You'll make more money. It'll be better for you, and things will be good. Matt likes donuts. What are other snowboarding YouTube channels you watch or you think are legit? So I am only subscribed to 2 other snowboarding channels, maybe 3. No, I think I unsubscribed from TJ at Board Archive because I got fed up. But the 2 that I support, Casey Willex, because I've known Casey for 10 years. I knew him long before YouTube. Anyone that says Casey is fake with what he's doing does not know Casey. That is Casey 100%. Love Casey, known him for years. I'll totally support that guy to the end of days just because we're homies and we used to. I mean, here's something people don't know about this. Casey and I used to do Thanksgiving dinners together at our friend Crowbar and Dan's house, and I did like 3 or 4 different Thanksgivings with Casey. Like Casey and I are homies. I will support Casey. I don't watch all his stuff all the time, to be honest with you. I've ridden with Casey so much, I know what he's going to do, and I'm just like, oh, it's Casey. He's an insane rider, and he's solid, and I love what he's doing. But my favorite snowboarding YouTube channel, Shred Ahead Snowboarding. Jim and Ted are my 2 favorite boomers in the world. I love those guys. Fucking in snowboarding. If you've ever wanted to watch people try to use technology and deliver a message and be awkward, but very passionate and true to it, that is it. I love those guys so much. I love seeing their videos. Jim's been fighting cancer, and I hope he makes it through this, and I hope he beats the cancer and stuff. But their message, like, they're just trying to teach beginners so much. I have so much respect for them, being older guys and coming into this space to do it. Otherwise, by and large, I think most of them are fucking kooks. I think they're fake. I think they're just trying to get views and take from you. I think that I've just hit this point where I just don't fucking trust them. And I tried last season to be the nice guy and not be a straight blatant dick right to him right off the bat and like, be nice, do this. I'm trying to be a new me. It's tough. I hate it because it's against everything in my fucking nature. And when I got to meet every one of them, one, I realized they're very intimidated by me. They're very intimidated, which is really scary. Or I shouldn't say scary. It's just weird to me that they're intimidated by me because I get I'm an intimidating person, but I'm not. I shouldn't be intimidated by. And 2, it was like really obvious that they did not want to be around me. And okay, that's fine. Maybe you're afraid of my honesty. Maybe that's it. But by and large, I've just hit a point with snowboard YouTubers. I think that they are everything wrong in snowboard media, and there's they're giving bad information. Buckhouse keeps opening his fucking mouth, just spewing out stupid shit he shouldn't talk about. He keeps talking about the snowboard industry. He's not in the fucking industry. Never seen him at a trade show, never seen him at a demo, never seen him at a rep event. I've never seen him behind the scenes, I've never seen him show up and turn screws with any of the reps. I've never seen any of my reps give him any product. My reps even straight up say they do not want to deal with him or the other snowboard YouTubers. The marketing people I talk to even say that they don't want to work with him 9 times out of 10. And that's across the board in the spectrum of these people. I just think that all they care about is likes and views and being told that they're so fucking cool. I'm not here to be told that I'm cool. I don't need that fucking praise. I'm here to stoke people on the idea of going snowboarding and make people into snowboarders instead of people that snowboard. So that's kind of the honesty in today's friggin' world that we go with. Brandon McConkey with the super chat. I missed the last couple live chats, so I apologize if you already asked this already. Have you been on the 2021 Black Snowboard to Death? I have a 2019 in the collection. I'm excited to pick up the revised 2021. 1 second. You mean this? Right here, I have Black Snowboard to Death. 2021 is the most revisions I've ever seen in this board, and it is single-handedly the best version of this board. This thing is absolutely mind-blowing with what they've done to it, and it is phenomenal. The review of it will drop in the fall, but if you are a member of angrysnowboarder.vip, the review of it will drop in June, the written review, not the video review. The Captain Black Snowboard to Death is, for 2021, is absolutely fucking phenomenal. If you have a 19 in the collection, the 2021 will ride so different than that. They changed the flex, the side cut, everything on it. And if you're one of those guys that really love the 1819, it's going to be different. You have to keep an open mind into it. But if you're willing to go into that open mind, the dynamics of how this thing engages in carves and everything is so different. So, yeah. Okay. Joseph Baradis. I just subbed to Shred Ahead, excited by the boomer mustache. Dude, they have the greatest old man mustaches. I swear to God, they were porn stars in the 70s. For anyone that has not subscribed to Shred Ahead Snowboarding, even if you're not a beginner, it's so sincere and so comedic at the same time. Like, if you know how to snowboard, to watch it. But if you have friends that are starting out, please recommend it to them. I love what Jim and Ted are doing. I really want to make a parody of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and have it changed to Jim and Ted's Shred Adventures and just give them that. You know, like, I love those guys. Okay, what do we got here? Daniel Gertie. Also, JB Weld works pretty well on deep base gouges. Yes, JB Weld is a great thing for base welding aboard if you have to. Daniel S., how long do you think Summit County will be shut down for? So they put out the town of Breckenridge announcement and the county announcement. Basically, we are under quarantine this starting today, and they're going to be expediting any tourists that are left here out of the county to reevaluate the situation. The only things open are gas stations, grocery stores, weed dispensaries, liquor stores, pharmacies, and banks. That's where we are, and they're all going to limited hours and limited interactions with people. The resorts are closed. Loveland announced today they indefinitely closed their season. My guess is we're probably looking at 2 weeks, realistically, before we're allowed to move around and see things open up. Some restaurants will be open doing to-goes. I know Orem and Breckenridge will. I'm pretty sure Red's Above the Blue will be open. I'm not sure if Fatty's. I know Eric's is closed. It's hit or miss. It's a day-to-day situation right now. In the grand scheme of things, before tourism is allowed back, I think we're looking at like a month, maybe 2. This is really going to try our local community, and it's going to test the patience of the locals. But it will also make us all stronger. I want everyone to be aware that everyone that's bitching about the resorts and, oh, it's just the cold and it's this, You don't understand. Our infrastructure couldn't handle. If we were in peak season, we're talking 60 to 85,000 people here this month. Our hospital, I think, has 10 ICU beds. If our hospital total, I think, is 188 beds, that's on top of normal injuries and accidents and surgeries and whatever. If we suddenly had even a quarter of 65,000 people infected, what do we do? Our medical would be so stretched beyond its capability, it would turn into Italy, and they would be triaging who lives and who dies. The whole point of this is to beat the top of the curve and flatten it out, to hammer it down, to keep it at a respectable level, because it's not going to go away, even though they're talking about this peak and this drop. It's going to taper off over months and months. We need to be able to stay ahead of it. That's why they closed us. And if you think that it's just a comment, everyone's just worried, we essentially probably lost $1 billion in revenue. $1 billion to our community. That's our taxes that pay for our free transportation that gets all the tourists around town. That pays for our road and infrastructure. That pays for expansions of things like our rec center, our skate park, our outdoor trails, our bike paths. That's all effectively just gotten wiped out. My business as a whole, just to be honest with everyone, I was on track to making a good amount of money and allowing me to hire a staff of 7 people. That's gone. That's done. That's not coming back. I want you to understand that. My friend Andy bought a snowboard shop last year that's been here forever. He's worked there forever. He's taking a hit. His 6 employees are taking a hit. This could bankrupt him. My friends that opened a new bar, they're done. The hotel that they're in the basement of, there's no one there. There's no tourists coming into that. There's some locals trickling in, but now that they're closing bars down, those guys effectively have to sit and wait. My friends that work wait staff, that work all year so they can take a month and a half off to go on vacation, they're not going on vacation. They're trying to figure out how to pay rent right now. I just sent the bat signal out to all the homies that I worry about, that I know, that I deal with personally, that said, hey, I'm in a better spot than you guys that are paycheck to paycheck. If you need money just for food or for utilities or rent, hit me up. This is big. I talked to a guy today in Mammoth. Mammoth kicked out all their staff from the housing out there. Some of those people don't have places to go. Like, they're trying to figure out where to go, what they're going to do during this. And if they're infected, they're traveling with it. That's the reality that we're at. You know, I don't know what to say. I mean, this is why I did the State of the Shred season. We'll overcome this. Yes. But it's going to hurt. And you're going to see brands that you love, like established brands, possibly go out of business. People that are your favorite rider that were banking on their renewing their contract in the fall, they might not get renewed. They might be working the gas station at the base of the canyon up to Brighton. They might be working Brighton Park Crew just to get a pass, you know? This is where we're at. One of my good friends that was a manager at a place here, they fired him. They fired their whole staff. They just hemorrhaged everything and just cut it to save hemorrhaging. You know, they've got nothing to come back to. That's the reality is. I'm lucky. I already went down and talked to my old job. I have a standing job offer if I need it. Liquor stores seem to weather a recession and things like this because people will buy. They'll just buy crappier stuff. I have a job waiting for me. I don't know if it's full-time. I don't know if it's part-time. I might have to go work a road gang this summer. I might become a flagman working for the county. That's the reality of what we live in right now. So worrying about the resorts reopening, worrying about the county reopening, it'll happen when it happens. But right now, I need all of you guys to understand where we're at. I'm doing these live streams to keep this stoke high. Isolation's going to suck. A lot of you guys are going to go stir crazy. But if you know that every day you can tune in and watch something like this, that's what it's here for. That's why I'm doing top fives. I'm doing all these videos because effectively I went from potentially being able to do 120, 125 snowboard reviews for you guys this year. I'll be lucky if there's 30. That's it. I make all my money off of affiliate links. That's where it is. YouTube revenue doesn't pay the bills. Angry Snowboarder VIP cushions the bills, but affiliate revenues, people in these times, they aren't going to be buying snowboards. Let's be honest. Next year at full price, it's not going to happen. It's going to be stuff on sale if they buy at all. The used market is going to go through the roof. So asking when we're going to reopen, you should be more or less asking how we're going to move ahead and be stronger. I'm a survivor. I'm not a fucking victim. Survivors sit around and bitch and moan and wonder about why it happened to them. Survivors proactively find a solution. My solution, I'm going to show you guys how I'm more versatile than just doing reviews. I'm going to do everything in my power to keep Angry going. I've done this for 11 years. I'm not packing it in yet. But this is going to really test the character of a lot of fucking people. And we're already seeing people that are weak in character flying in from a foreign country in an area that's infected when they should be self-quarantined, going right to a resort that's packed. Fuck them. Fuck them. I'll say that to any of my friends out there too. Fuck you if you're spreading this shit around. That's where we're at. So this is serious. And we need to treat this serious. But we also need to treat this like we need to be looking at solutions and not sitting around and bitching money. If you have disposable income now and you have a local snowboard shop that you support, even if they're closed, call them, check their website, buy a gift card. That's cash right now that they're going to need while things are tough. Your favorite brand right now that you love so much, you might have been thinking, hey, maybe I'll hold out till next year's board, but nothing changes in that board. They need that sale of this year's board, or they're going to need that sale of next year's board. Put that money aside. Keep it away. But for all you guys out there, like, seriously, I love the fact you guys are super chatting me. I love the fact that I got members that are giving me Angry Snowboarder VIP. I love the fact you guys clicked the affiliates. But don't ever worry about that. Don't ever feel obligated to do that. You do what you got to do to survive. But if you've got the means to help your other man and help your local community and help your local shred scene, do it. That's why I tell you guys, I'm out here hitting up all the homies and going, hey, if you're hurting, let me know. If you can't get supplies, let me know. I've got 6 weeks of food. I saw the worst scenario coming and I put everything together for this. If they need it, I'll do it. If they need food, I'm here for them. You should be here for everyone. This is what I say. This is what I mean when I say snowboarding culture is not dead. This right here, 144 of you watching this right now. Some of you people are people that snowboard 5 days a year. Some of you guys are 100-day-a-year riders. This is our culture. This is how we show that snowboarding's not dead when we see hit pieces come out that say snowboarding's dead. This is how we show that we're going to move forward. And that's it. And that's about as real as I can fucking get right now. I want to cry. I want to scream. I'm scared for my fucking life because if I get coronavirus, I'm probably dead. I'm in the highest risk. I'm right up there with the 65s and up. That's where it's at. But I'm not going to give up without a fight. That's one thing I don't do. I don't roll over and die. I'm not ready to die. I have been dead. I've been there. And I've come back. I never want to be there again. So every day, I will live stream for you. Monday through Friday, I will top 5 video for you. I will do whatever it takes to make sure that all of you guys still snowboard next season, regardless of what shape the economy is, regardless of what resorts do or don't open. And believe me, we're going to lose some resorts out of this. We're going to lose snowboard shops. We're going to lose snowboard brands. It's going to be fucking sad. And that's the reality. But I'm here, and we're doing this. So there you go, guys. I don't know when the county's going to open. I don't know when the other ski resorts are going to open, or if they're going to reopen. I don't know if Mount Hood's even going to open this summer. What I know is I'm a snowboarder, and I'm true to this. I'm not new to this. I'm not fake to this. At the end of the day, the only thing that I've ever had in my life that has ever meant a damn to me and has taken everything from me, from my health, from my mental well-being, to organs in my body, to my finances, to relationships, to family interactions, is snowboarding. And I'm still going to fucking do it. And I hope that all of you feel the same way. And every day, it's going to get worse in the next few weeks. I'm going to be honest with you. We need to be real. It's not going to be cleared on the 23rd and resorts are going to reopen. we're probably looking at least at 2 weeks of resorts closed, if not for the rest of the season. Some indefinitely. So, yeah. That's where I'm at. Now let's find some more lighthearted questions here in the chats, and let's have some fucking fun. All right, guys? I'm here to keep you guys uplifted. You don't need to be brought down into my pity party that's in my fucking head. All right. Let's see what we got. And anyone telling people to travel right now to go to resorts, you're a fucking asshole. I'm looking at you, L Stacker, you fucking kook. You are a fucking kook. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my chat. About to fucking block your ass. Yep, you're done. Goodbye. Report. Harassment or bullying. Yeah, let's go with yeah, we'll just go with spam. Boom. Done. Fuck that guy. Yeah, seriously. That's where we're at. Boom. Booted his ass, I think. Whew. Yeah, all right. All right, we got a super chat from Andreas Azarian. This is for always keeping it real and for having the best snowboarding content. We'll all get through this, and we'll all be sure to get, like I said earlier in this live stream, next year I promise that I will make it, I will actively try to fucking get out and ride with all you guys. We will set up I don't care if I have to go on a fucking tour around the country and put 5,000 miles on my car. I'm going to do this. So yeah. There we go. This gives me faith. Rusty Nail Riders. Dude, I'm practicing on my homemade rail in my garage in Alabama. We'll be ready next year to shred stronger. Alabama, motherfucker, is practicing snowboard. None of you guys got excuses. None. Fuck this. And boom, L-Stacker. Blocked. Done. Yeah. Fatman Scoot, how soon do you see your cut of an affiliate link buy? The money comes in on the 25th of every month. Basically, the second you click and buy, it shows up that day. As long as you don't return anything, it shows right back. It shows up in there. It is what it is. I mean, we've got an Amazon store. I've got links to Amazon. Any of that stuff, we get money. I'm not going to link to shitty Amazon goggles. The Amazon goggle video is going forward. That is Saturday's big motherfucking project. That is going to be like 8 hours of me filming. I have a BB gun set up for this. I have a high-powered laser to show distortion. We will get that fucking video done in this next week, and that is going to be a big video. So, yeah. All right. All right. Boom. Okay. Jesus Christ, he's like a bad case of herpes. He won't go away. Sandcat, hit the RV with Casey and tour the country. I tour a little differently than Casey. I like comfort. Confined spaces, immune suppressed, traveling a lot. You get worn down. It's not worth it. I'd rather be the guy that fucking gets to travel around, take things my own time. Also, I'm going to remove this fucking dumb twat waffle Melissa Doctor. Fuck this cunt. Bye, bitch. You done. You done fucked up. So there you go. Boom. 2 asshats fucking banned. I don't need those kooks. They don't do anything for snowboarding. Fuck those people. Please, right now is not the time to travel to snowboard. We really need to beat this curve and hammer it down so that we can travel next year and all go shred together. Yeah, there we go. And please, guys, don't verbally abuse those asshats. That's my job. You guys are better than that. I'm a horrible, shitty person. I can't believe he showed up in this chat. He told me he was never going to support me or do anything I did again. Fuck that kid. Fuck him. Bye, Felicia. All right. Let's get some more questions over here. We got to bring this up. I mean, it's funny that we totally got to shit on this kid after I give you like this super heart-to-heart. But yeah. Anyways. Urban Pictures. Why are you offended so much? Leave Brittany alone. Brittany's crazy. All right. All right. Sandcat, stay home and do squats every day until you're shredded for next season. Squats, lunges, push-ups, pull-ups, elevated stomach crunches, all that shit. Yeah. There we go. All right. I feel like I missed some questions in here. Also, for anyone that doesn't understand that Amazon right now actually has a ton of local snowboard shops selling on there, like little snowboard shops. That's what they use as their back end. So buying from Amazon is actually helping, like my local shop at Copper right now, which is totally fucked because Copper's closed down and is sitting on a bunch of product. They sell through Amazon. That's how they make, that's their internet. You're not helping a corporation with Amazon. That's Steve paying his mortgage. That's Steve being able to pay Dylan to buy his new Toyota that he needs because his truck exploded. That's paying for Haley to buy art supplies so she can start her own. That's paying John so he can feed his 3 bulldogs in there. That's what Amazon is. I see that. So please, if you hate Amazon, just understand most of the little snowboard shops that actually sell online, they use Amazon as their back end. It's amazing. Like, so yeah, there you go. All right. Luke Ruka with the Super Chat. So hyped for next season. Dude, I'm hyped. We're doing this. We're fucking shredding, people. I'm going to show you guys how to zeech a fucking rail with the best of them. I'm going to show you how to do sloppy-ass carves. I'm going to show you that my back doesn't flex and I ride like a fucking refrigerator. It's going to be amazing. All right. Jesus Freak, 1LF or Huck Knife. 1LF is more all mountain freestyle. Huck Knife is a straight park board. So you got to ask yourself, do you want a park board or do you want something that's got a little bit of setback to it? Personally, I think the Huck Knife is a little bit better than the 1LF, but the edge hold on the 1LF is better than the Huck Knife. All right. Let's see. Water bottle. Your anger is too strong to allow you to die. Swear to God, it's the only thing that keeps me warm and alive. Ugh. Dude, you guys were fucking harsh on L-Stacker. I'm proud of you. MPIC00 has a good point here, though. It's time to utilize the time we have at home to make our future better, plan for the future, and make things happen somehow, some way. I will fucking be a goddamn ticket scanner if I can't afford a goddamn lift ticket or season pass next year. I will figure out a fucking way to make this work. Trust me, at one point I was working 4 jobs and doing Angry full-time for you guys. I can do this. You can do this. We're going to do this. All right. Okay. Oh, and here's a PSA from Alec Hernandez. Check out Capita Cinema on YouTube. They dropped a video of Brandon Cockord ripping the Black Snowboard to death 2021. Also, tomorrow morning, Rome Snowboards is doing a live premiere of their new movie. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, and I want to say it's like 10 a.m. that they're doing it, or 11 a.m. But everyone should tune into that, into the little chat thing. It's not like we have anything else to do. Fuck it. Let's go in there. Let's support brands that are trying. They're dropping content early. They know what's up. They're doing whatever they can to keep our minds off the bullshit. So let's support the brands that really support snowboarding. Matthew Smith, any suggestions for a good binding to go with 2020 capped Ultra Fear in size 13, 32? But did you get a call? You better got an Ultra Fear wide, because those 32s are going to be sticking off the regular. But you probably want something soft and surfier on that. So Contact Pro, if you go with the Union, that I would say look at like the K2 lineup, maybe a lean AT, but probably the lineup would be really good for that. With Now, I would look at the Now times Yes. That should give you a little more play in the heel and the high back and in the heel area there. So you can be a little more surfy with that. Let's see. If you did Burton, I would go with the Malavita. If you did Rome, I would probably go with the DOD, honestly, or maybe a 390 Boss. Ooh, this is a really good question from Hirana Zumi. Where should I look to get an understanding of how a snowboard specs influences the ride? Companies list the board specs, but it's gibberish to me. Reviews, man. I'll be honest with you. This is where the reviews come in, and this is where it crosses that line. So everyone, there's James from the Good Ride gets all into the tech specs things, but he doesn't fucking understand them. The big things, this is what you need to understand. What the radius of the side cut is if you're really anal. I don't even pay attention to that shit. I just go and ride it. It turns, it doesn't turn. That's it. But camber profile, flex, the core profiling, and any of the additives they put in there, because depending on where they put carbon fiber or aramid or Polonia or a wood inlay or whatever, that affects it. So where it's going to create specific flex points in regard to the camber profile, because where that flexes then from the downward view also affects how it's going to turn. That's where the side cut comes in. So you want to make sure that you can flex it on and off on the side cut. So yeah, that would be kind of what I would look at with that. But reviews from sources you trust, and if they sound like they're competent and they understand it. But by and large, a lot of those tech specs, like, they're just there to overload you, and then you look and you like read about it, and it's just marketing gibberish to you. Like my whole thing is, and I'll tell you guys a little story about why I do reviews. So I was working at a shop in Ellicottville, New York called Mud, Sweat, and Gears for a guy named Miguel Azquiante. He's Spanish, and his wife Kim. And so I worked in the snowboard section for a guy named Shad Nowicki, and we were working in the back. We sold Santa Cruz, Dynastar, Drake Northwave, Burton, Ride, and there was something else in there that Santa Cruz, and there was one other brand that we sold. And there was a board called the Santa Cruz Pantherfly. It was John Cooley's Pro model. And so they had a 157.5. And I was like, okay. And the rep was there, and he basically spieled me into buying it. And I was like kind of going back and forth because I was like looking at it. I was like, I think this will be what I was looking for, And then this was 2002, 2001. 2001, 2002, somewhere around there. I think it was 2002. No, it was 2002, 2003. That's right. So anyways, 17 years ago. And anyways, so he comes in and we're talking, and he basically sells me on. So I buy the board, and this is like where I lived. We didn't get demos, and this is like I really didn't have a lot of clout in the snowboard industry and shit. So I go out and I ride it, and it's the most garbage fucking thing I've ever ridden, ever. And I realized, like, I read the marketing on that thing so many times. The marketing was wrong. Like, that thing it rode like fucking garbage. And from that day forth, I said that I vowed that I would make sure that whenever I was selling snowboards and anything I did, I would cut through all the bullshit and get right to the most blunt force point of it. And that's why we get Angry Snowboarder today, because of a Santa Cruz snowboard. So yeah. Ah, shit. Let's see. Bottled and cork. Give me the size chart on that BSOD. I don't have the size chart. It's sitting in the back of the car with me. But if you go to Zuzupo, zuzupopo.com, it'll be in Japanese. Click the English or click the American flag. It'll go English. Go there. Click on snowboards. Go to catalogs. Click the 2021. The Capita catalog is in there, and it'll have all the specs. Cyvoit, do you have any Yellow Jacket stories? I have so many fucking Yellow Jacket stories. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. My favorite one was Douche Tour, probably 9 years ago. I'm riding down to the park, and Lakota Sage, who used to ride for Never Summer, and everyone was like, Lakota Sage, kid fucking sucked as a rider, is filming something at Douche Tour with a big-ass camera, clips like this 80-year-old guy from behind on his skis, just dude dead, basically, looks at him and just keeps on going while they're filming, laughing, not checking to make sure this dude is fucked. So like I look at him and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go get you ski patrol. Go down, and I'm coming in hot to mountain safety. Meanwhile, like Lakota and his fucking douche canoe friends come mobbing by. They don't say anything to him because they got their fucking press credentials. But I'm coming down the same speed, actually carving because I know how to fucking snowboard. And I hockey stop right in front of him. The guy's like, blah, blah, and I just look at him. I was like, shut the fuck up. Call ski patrol. There's a guy down about 150, 250 feet up past the bend up there. You can't see him. Those two fucking hit him. Radio in that they're going into the Douche Tour, and he's screaming at me, and he's got his finger in me. I smack his fucking hand, and I was like, shut the fuck up. Listen to me, asshole. This is what you're gonna fucking do, and you're gonna fucking do it right now. And he's just sitting there paranoid, and I look at the other one who's realizing something. I was like, get on your radio, ski patrol, there, now. And he's like, how far up? And I was like, it's this far, do this. Then he goes, okay, where are those two going? I was like, they're going into the half pipe. His name is Lakota Sage. Make sure you fucking radio in to get someone to talk to him because he fucking hit the guy at probably 50 miles an hour. And this guy, the other one, is still looking at me, and I looked at him and was like, you're a fucking pickle dick. You don't know how to do shit. Sit down, shut the fuck up, and don't ever tell me how to snowboard, you little ass clown. And he just looks at me, and I was like, he's like, what, and I was like, shut the fuck up. And he put his hand up, and I just smacked it again, and I was like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You snowboard less than I do in a week. Fuck you. So there you go. Get a little rant with that one. Yeah. All right. Woo. Let's see. Who the fuck let this twat waffle back in? Fucking. Yeah, who the fuck let her in? She's blocked. Ugh. See, I feel like I'm missing some questions here. Chris Jones. I was going to press the buy button on the Assassin Pro, but now I'm intrigued with the 21 Black Snowboard to Death. Now I'm going to have to wait on the review. Bugger, fuck my life. They're two entirely different boards. I'll tell you that right now. Like the Assassin Pro, it's just a beefed up Assassin. It's just better components in there. It's more freestyle focused. It's softer flexing that Black Snowboard. It's got a different camber profile. It does not carve as well as the Black Snowboard to Death. Like if you really want to carve charge, something that's all mountain freeride, that would be the Black Snowboard to Death. The Assassin Pro is more all mountain freestyle or powder freestyle, realistically. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Rusty Nail Riders. For us 10-day-a-year riders, any value in group lessons? No, because they're going to sandwich you in, and you're going to get people that lie about their ability level. So when they lie about their ability level, then the instructor can only teach based on the weakest person usually. You'd be better off getting a one-on-one, but more than anything, screw the instructor side of thing. If you really want to progress, like go to a place like Copper or something where they have the coaches side of thing for like the freestyle aspect. But you can get a free ride coach if you want to just go free ride. And basically, they become a guide, and then they just like while you're out riding around with them, they're like, "Hey, there's this or this." It's like my friend Josh Gans down in Aspen. Yeah, he's an instructor and he might do some group lessons, but he's kind of just a powder chauffeur for people in Aspen. And he's like, I go out with people and shred and just teach them how to ride POW better and show them how to do like nose rolls and butters and shit. And they have a field day. That's like my friend Crowbar was doing that for a while when he worked at Woodward as well. But as someone else pointed out, group lessons are good for like the first 2 times. Then after that, you kind of lose anything you need. So yeah. All right. Let's see. Switch flip. I'm going to drive my 04 Volkswagen Beetle all the way to Colorado from Minnesota next year for the party at A Basin. I hope you have the fucking turbo Beetle, because if it's just a regular Beetle, I feel so sad for you. The turbo is at least fun to drive. But we might try to do like 2 or 3 things at the Basin, but I really want to do like a spring, summer, like May-ish party up there, like full day event, maybe create some on-hill events or something. Like the one thing I like about A Basin is you rent a beach spot, they pretty much let you do whatever the fuck you want. They're like, oh, that guy paid $200 so that he could have that legit spot there. Oh, they want to have a fucking Chinese downhill from the top of the mountain? No one gives a flying fuck what you do. I mean, I've seen people just getting weird, except for fireworks. They get really angry with fireworks or dogs off leash. That's like the 2 things you can't get away with. It's crazy. Okay, here we go. Kirill Podleski. Hi, Avran. Does it make sense to buy medium or medium-large bindings, especially if large, except large, extra large, if my boots fit in both? So this is the way I look at it. If you're like a 10, you can do the medium-large or the small-medium depending on the maker. But if you're like a 10.5, 11, then you want the large or the large, extra large. So that's where it's at. All right. Jeff Drummy, what is your favorite Summit County resort? Copper is like probably my overall for everything type of favorite, but I really have a soft spot for A Basin. I really miss Breckenridge. I miss riding the log jibs at Breckenridge. Like Breckenridge, I know like the back of my hand, so it's cool to go to the other ones where I don't know so much. Like Copper this year, I spent a lot of time really exploring, and it was super fun. But in A Basin, I do so much testing there. Like I have a lap that allows me about 2,200 vertical, and it takes me 7 minutes. So I can just like bang boards out and just be like, and get through it. Oh, fuck. What, we got another L-Stacker douche nozzle in here? Oh, God. Oh, someone else promoting L-Stacker? Well, you get hidden. Goodbye. All right. Matthew Smith, listening to this while skating the half pipe at my house, got distracted by the BSOD review and fell from the top straight on my back at the bottom. Well, don't get distracted. That's not what we're here for. We're not here to distract you. All right. Billy Ray Valentine with the super chat. 162 anti-gravity or 167 Rome National for me, por favor. For me, por moi. I would probably say you could get away with either. The big thing is going to be the size difference on the two. That 67 is going to be fucking monstrous. I mean, if you're not trying to hit park with it, you should be fine. And I know you're losing weight there, buddy. So, yeah. All right. Matt likes donuts. Best resort in Colorado for an intermediate who's only been to Tahoe. Copper? Copper has a lot of great terrain. Like the front side of Copper, especially if you go over to the west side of the mountain. So you're talking Woodward Express and then Timberline and that. It's just rolly terrain. It's really easy to get into the groove. And once you're in the groove, you can start venturing out. Like Colorado is not a challenging state in northern or central. It's when you get down to the southwest that things get gnarly. So by and large, most of the stuff here is really intermediate. It's like A-Basin Loveland is a little more challenging. Crested Butte, Telluride, Gunnison, those are a little more challenging. Wolf Creek at the start of the season is challenging, but then they fill in with snow and it gets flatter than Breckenridge. All right. Spencer Chapman, ever consider coming to Alberta, Canada, Banff, or Jasper? Not at the moment, of course. No, I was actually planning a trip up to Big Three. So one of my friends is the Solomon 686 niche rep up there, and I've got an open invite to go up with him and tool around anytime I want. And I wanted to take him on that. I really want to get to Revelstoke is on the list as well. So, the Big Three, all that stuff. I really want to check that out. So, Josh Rowinski, when you lived in New York, did you ever ride at Whiteface? No, Whiteface was like 9.5, 10 hours from where I grew up. So if you look at New York and it's the key, and then the city that we don't talk about because it sucks is down there. Whiteface is like up here. I'm like over here, so I have to go all the way and then up. I mean, it takes me almost 8 hours to get to New York City, so it's like 9 or 10 to get to Whiteface. Switch Flip, what's going on with Degenerati next year? I believe they merged it into the Rome lineup. It never really did super well for them, so they're just going to keep it in the Rome lineup, I believe. Matt likes donuts with the super chat. Thank you for answering questions and keeping the content going. Somebody's got to around here. Woo! Synthety. So no being pulled across the mountain by dogs on my snowboard while lighting and checking fireworks. Damn you, A-Basin. I mean, if they don't catch you, yes, do it. So yeah. Jimmy81R. Is the Capita Outsiders very similar to the Burton Freethinker? What do you think is better for kickers? They're in the same category for each other. The way I look at it, the Freethinker has this weird flex point in the nose and the tail that really lets you press into it and load it up to pop and spring, whereas the Outsiders more traditional camber, and it's just snappy all the way through. In my opinion, the Outsiders is actually better than the Freethinker. It's got a better side cut, and it's got more stability underfoot. So, yeah. Let's see. HDDD, do you think skiers purposely suck just to annoy boarders? I think they overinflate their level of ability, and then they go out on stuff above their ability level, and then we get pissed about it. I've worked on and off in rental shops over the years, but one of my favorite things was when I finally moved to Colorado. You have your level 1, level 2, level 3 plus, and you get people that are like 90 pounds out of shape, overweight, out of shape, coming from sea level. So they're one ski trip a year for 3 days, and they're a level 3+ skier, and they're huffing and puffing, just putting the boots on, and they keep asking for a bigger size. They're in a boot that's like 5 sizes too big, but they're a level 3+ skier, and you better believe they're going to ski the fucking blacks. Those are the guys that you see pop out, and the ski is just going down the hill, and it just keeps going and going and going. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Mark Illingworth, just a quick thank you. Bought the 2020 Captain Mercury and rode it in Japan this year. Snow was less than great, but the board is amazing. Cheers, man. Dude, so many people have bought that board off the review. I love that board. The Mercury is like my favorite Capita board of all time. It's just, you can do anything with it. So, yeah. Shoko Jim Hollinsworth, been trying to send a super chat for a while, not showing up. That's something on their end, not my end or your end. You're doing everything right. Unfortunately, super chats sometimes just don't take, depending where you are. I'm sorry, my man. But I appreciate the sentiment of trying to do it, and you're a good dude. So, yeah. Okay. Jack Ripper, the channel is called Angry Snowboarder. Hating is totally appropriate on this channel. I don't get where people don't understand when it says angry that I might just fucking be angry. All right. All right. Just hanging it out. I'm curious of what your blood pressure is after one of these rants. My heart rate doesn't even increase. That's the hilarious thing. Like that shit, it's like a switch in my brain just goes off. Nothing ever happens. All right, let's see. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, definitely caught up. See what we got down here. Tim Wilson, you got your chicks in the background. Should be a good night for you. That's a dude with a mustache that's not giving me a mustache ride. Just go in there. Oh, we got another one of these fucking douche canoes. Okay. Boop. Goodbye, twat waffle. Aww. All these fucking L-stacker people are funny. This ought to tell you how much of a bunch of troglodytes they are. Like, this is going to change how people feel about them. A mediocre snowboarder that follows around a whole bunch of YouTube influencers that are too nice to tell him to fuck off. Oh, there we go. We got the super chat from Shoko Jim Hollinsworth. Thanks for keeping the Stoke alive here in Tahoe, getting pounded with snow, staying positive, not freaking out, just making the best of this right now. Hey, you know, be safe if you do go out and hike in all the snow that that Tahoe is getting right now. It's going to be very unstable, and it's going to be really sketchy out there, so just be safe. But I'm stoked you guys are getting snow. Hopefully you guys won't burn this summer. Switch flip. There's an army of them. Let's see. Dominic Perry, are there any changes for the new Capita Outsiders? I don't believe the Outsiders changes next year. I think they concentrated more on changing the indoor survival for this year, or for next year, because this year's one overlapped the Outsiders too much. Erica just popped in real quick for the live chat. L-Stacker says what's up, by the way. I'm sure he does. Although he's probably over there sucking dicks with his butthole. Sandcat, how to dodge skiers that like to do sudden 90-degree turns across the fall line and pizza right into me? Well, if they're... So, I'm going to tell you the secret. You fucking hit them, and you drop your shoulder. If you know you're going to hit them, drop your shoulder and go low. As you impact, take your front arm and scoop like this, and they will... especially if you hit them low enough, like right around the waistline, they start to come up, and as you're going like this, you fling them over you, and then they land behind you all discombobulated, and you keep on going. Otherwise, the big secret is knowing how to center flex your board, which is like loading that back knee, pushing it in towards your front. That's going to center flex the board, change the apex of the arc of the carve, and you're going to be able to dig the edge in and aggressively turn. Healthy Snowboarder, what's up with the L-Stacker wannabes in the chat? Someone fed their fucking mogwai after midnight and then poured water on it, and this is what you get. Vinosi, do you think pass holders will get any compensation for season being over early? It's too early to tell right now, and I think the big thing is a lot of these mega resorts and little resorts are enacting their insurance policies for something like this, if they have one. We're probably going to see insurance companies go bankrupt from this. It's too early right now. And to see, I think this is something that we'll reevaluate closer to Labor Day weekend, and we'll go from there, you know? Oh, we got another one. Goodbye, douche canoe. Boop. HDDD, what's your favorite non-snowboarding hobby? Making synth music, actually. I suck at it, and I'm really bad, and I want to get better at it. So it's one of my favorite. That's why I didn't put those 2 channels in the live top 5 I did earlier in this video in my top 5, but I definitely watch a lot of stuff on how to make synth music. That's why I actually bought the new MacBook Pro with Logic Pro in there so I could start doing it. I was, before all this shit happened, going to order a little synthesizer keypad to just sort of play with everything. Alec Hernandez, did you see the newest simulator 2021 is murdered out? Oh my God, that thing is the best now that they murdered out that fucking they murdered out that graphic, because so many people were complaining actually about the graphic of this year that it was kind of hindering sales, so they just murdered it out, and it makes so much sense. So many people are like, oh, Black Snowboard, there you go. I love the look of that. And here's a PSA from Jeremy Stig. Korg, K-Oscillator, and Moog Model D apps are free at the moment. Moog is only for iOS, though, in case anybody wants to mess around with synth apps. Yeah, the stuff you can do on your phone is cool. If I get better at making music with all this downtime, I'm going to actually probably just put some tunes out for all you guys to listen to. So, yeah. Sing a Pat Benatar song. I'm not singing a Pat Benatar song. Hit me with the best shot. Chris Jones, L-Stacker and the Army are the reason coronavirus exists. Facts. Jimmy Stig, still asking for your favorite snowboard trick. Nose presses. It's my favorite trick on a snowboard. If you're talking real tricks, otherwise turning. Turning is my favorite trick. Or a backside 180. Although I've gotten so old and stiff that they're just not as good as they used to be. Let's see. Jesus Freak. Believe it or not, sunrise out here in, yes, Northeast Arizona is actually a great resort. 60-plus runs with over 1,500. I was looking at their map the other day because it was on the Indy Pass, and I had full intentions of going down there, and I want to. Arizona is actually like a really sick state for me. I got to drive through it on 66 this summer, but my family, Brooks, Arizona, they actually helped found Brooks, Arizona. It's named after them. It was my mom's maiden name, and so it's from that side of the family. But they founded that, and the oldest bar there in town, they started it. And then the petrified forest in the middle of Arizona, the National Forest, or I think it's National or State Park or whatever it is, they have the petrified museum in there with all the relics. My family donated all that stuff. Arizona's sick. I think it might be an underrated place. I mean, when it doesn't get snow, obviously it sucks, but it's on probably my top 3 places I want to go to. Okay, water bottle. Best board that's a wide or mid-wide that I can ride at 140 pounds to replace Ride Alter Ego from a few years back. Oh, so you want like a... So what I would do is at 140 pounds, I'd get the K2 Cool Bean Extra Small or Small Bean or whatever. It's the 138. That'll give you the float and it'll be zippy. Otherwise, you might like a Telos Backslash or... I'm trying to think. Even the extra small or the small War Pig might work for you too. Yeah. HDDD, I'm glad you're smart about COVID. It's annoying seeing Kevin SPC doing all these vlogs, traveling and shredding like there's nothing going on. I gotta be smart, man. Like, just so you guys know, in February, we didn't do a lot of live streams and we didn't put out much video content. I got influenza B, or at least that's what we think it was. I didn't get tested afterwards. It dropped me for 2 weeks. I lost 15 pounds. At one point, I had 103 fever for 4 days. Like, I should be dead. I survived that. So I take everything like this very seriously. All right. Richard Medico. What's up with these dudes filming themselves making coffee in the beginning of every snowboard edit? My guess is stop once. I think they're actually sponsored by the fucking, or at least Casey is. He's sponsored by Bulletproof Coffee. So, I mean, that's a product plug. I mean, it's just kind of like seeing Pepsi in your favorite movies. Also, what movie is it? I want to say it's Pretty in Pink, but or maybe it's Back to the Future or something. But at one point, one of the characters holds a Pepsi can. Half the can is a Pepsi can, the other half is a Coca-Cola can because they weren't sure who was going to endorse for product placement in the movie. Random fact. Whew. Savoy. Music production stream? No, dude, I'm awful. I swear a lot when I do things. I'm like, fuck, this isn't fucking working. Fuck shit. Fuck. I just, no. Yeah. So, anyways, been in this 2 hours. Why don't we finish this up? Anyone that's got any last questions, put them over in the chat. I'm going to try to bang these out. I'm going to give you guys maybe 5-10 more minutes to try to bang out these last few questions. And then I actually have to sit down and take a break for a little while, rearrange some furniture in here, and I'm going to start reading P3 for you guys and doing videos chapter by chapter P3 so you guys can be entertained because I know we got a lot of downtime ahead of us. Yeah. Fred McGunn, old man here. What collagens do you use that are effective to help the knees? I use Vital Proteins collagen peptides. That's the one that I've been using for about 2 years now, and that's made a world of difference for me. And then I also take the Kroger store brand glucosamine chondroitin MSM with hyaluronic acid. I try to take that. I do like about 3 months on, a month off, 3 months on with that one, just because my body starts to build up and then it doesn't do it. And I take 1 pill a day of that. So, yeah. Okay. Banana Pants, best snowboard with the worst graphic. Oh my god, there's so many. I hate graphics on snowboards. I literally just want black or white snowboards. That's all I'd want. There's so many I just look at and I'm just like, but I'd probably say anything from No Bad Day or Gilson. Like they just fucking copy what anyone else that's a real company does. Let's see. One Cold Frog. What's good outerwear for short, fat guys? You're looking at something that's going to be a little more boxy in its fit. I would say maybe Air Blaster would fit you better. Some of the Burton stuff, some of the Ride stuff. You want to look for stuff that's a little more boxy just because of the way you're built, because I know you. That would probably be the way to do it. Michael Anderson, I think Sunshine is still open in Banff. Am I an idiot if I go, you're risking yourself and others? And I personally, at this point, I think if you're traveling more than 20 minutes to get to a resort or 10 minutes, yeah, it's stupid. I think you need to start taking seriously. I know Justin Trudeau put out an announcement today, so you need to take that seriously. All right. Okay, let's see. I love how you guys are now just straight talking about synthesizers and how hard they are. Oh my god, it's a fucking another level of things I can't understand. Dino Gertie, Nitro and Ride have basically given up on graphics, just a bunch of color blobs. K2's right there with them. So yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks again for the live stream. We'll be back tomorrow. Another live stream, another top 5 for you. I'll see you guys then. Remember, stay frosty, stay safe, wash your hands, wash your ass, wash your hands after you wash your ass, and remember, we're going to beat this fucking thing, but we got to take it seriously. So, yeah. Also, R.I.P. L Stacker and his army, you fucking driving mutants, troglodytes. See you guys.